Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Oh my goodness, I forgot to cover up my bruise. This is what it actually looks like now. This is, if you were not here for the story on Friday, I got my blood taken. And why the woman put it in my bicep, I'm not a phlebotomist. I don't know. But even the phlebotomists in my comment section have no idea why that happened. And I meant to cover it up before chat, but maybe I'll cover it up. If it's bothering me enough during chat while we're chatting, I'll just, we'll hit it with a beauty sponge. Anyway, point is, we're here for live chat, and the community is here. We've got quite a few people here hanging out, waiting for today's topic. We're going to talk about beauty stuff. And today, I wanted to focus on the stories that didn't make it into What's Up in Makeup today. By the way, thank you so much for watching What's Up in Makeup today. Y'all are crushing it over there, watching it. And I'm so glad you're enjoying it. It makes me so happy to see like y'all excited about the things that I'm excited about. But there were some things that just didn't fit, and I thought I would put them here. I did put up a what's it called? It's a short, not a story. It's a short about the first topic, which is Makeup by Mario doing Michaela's makeup for her wedding. And I have thoughts about this, and it's mostly thoughts of jealousy. That I want to talk about because people are like, what's going on with that? Like, why would he even know who she was and all this different stuff? But I want to talk about that. I want to take a minute and talk about it because I think it goes a little deeper than just who is Michaela's Michaela Noguera, if you don't know, from TikTok. Super, super, super popular over there, but very controversial for lots of different reasons. Why is Mario doing her makeup? I have a little bit of insights into all of that. So I just want to share that with you. The next topic is going to be about our fabulous neighbors to the north, Canada, have officially banned animal testing, but it might not be what you think it means. So we'll talk about that as well. And then, at least from my understanding from the articles that I've read, there was a TikTok posted that I can't get to load, but it was about Sephora employees and how they're required to carve into their beauty products to stop them from stealing. And we'll talk about it. I know that that's gonna be a controversial one because I might have an unpopular opinion on that one. And then the founders of Too Faced, Jared Blandino and Jeremy Johnson, have started a new body of brands. They've started a new parent company, and they have two brands that are launching, one on July 25th and one on August 27th. We will talk about those. And then I found this just kind of at the very last minute about Alicia Keys. That was a big story quite a long time ago. This says in 2016, where Alicia Keys had decided to stop wearing makeup, and it was a big, huge deal back then. But she was talking to a news reporter about, I think it was In Style. It was In Style, about why she chose to do that. And I thought her answer was really fascinating. So those are the topics we're going to be discussing today in that order. And the community is going to weigh in on what they think. I have a feeling we might disagree on some of this stuff. So that's why I want to do this live and talk to you all because there's always people here that make me think in new and unique ways, expand on my point of view, make me think different ways about different things. And I just appreciate that so much. So that's why we're doing this live. If you are not here actually live right now, you can also participate in the comment section down below. But before we get started, I do want to introduce you to some of the people that are here live, including our fabulous moderators that include Teresa and Flory. Hopefully Audra and Steph were also able to make it. I'm assuming Flory's always here too. So I haven't seen her quite yet, but I would feel like she's somewhere. Thank you to Teresa and Flory for being here, keeping our chat a nice, peaceful place. And all I ask is if the moderators ask you to do something, if you could just listen to them, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you're not really sure why, if you could just listen to them, I trust them with my whole soul. If you could just, respect the moderators, I would really, really appreciate it. It's very rare we have any issues, but if for whatever reason there's an issue, because we are going to be talking about some things, if you could just listen to their direction, that would be fantastic. Almost like crossing guards. Like, sometimes you don't understand why they're telling you to stop, but then there's a car coming, it's for the good of the group. So thank you, moderators, for being here. You all are amazing. Hello, good afternoon, Cynthia. So good to see you. Hi, Nick. Happy that you are here live. Welcome, welcome. Rose, hello. Good afternoon. Rose is excited to finally catch a live since their schedule change. Welcome back, Rose. Thanks for being here. Hi, Tracy. So good to see you. Happy Sunday to you. And Kimberly and Kristen, happy Sunday. Jeanette Miranda Ramirez, hello. Can't wait for live chat. So excited. Love your videos. Thank you, Jeanette. I really appreciate that. That means so much to me. Hi, Roya. So good to see you. Happy Sunday. Hi, Lydia. Arrived for the beginning. Happy to have you here. Hi, Carrie. First live chat. Welcome, welcome, Carrie. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Jessica. Happy Sunday to you. Hi, Michelle. Michelle's using the chat as a podcast today while she finishes chores. Yay. I do that with live streams too, is just listening in the background. Today I was driving to the market listening to YouTube videos while I drove to the market today. Today was the first day at the farmer's market where I had to take a shower when I got home. It was so sweaty today. There's this guy that works at the market that hangs out at my booth a lot, and I was like, it feels like the air is sweating, and he just did not understand what I was saying. He's like, the air can't sweat. It's just humid. I'm like, but it feels like the air is sweating. And he just didn't understand what I was saying. But that's okay. That's all right. Sometimes I just make no sense. It was so humid today. It was unbelievable. My cake pops melted. I discounted them and forbid people to open them at the market. I was like, okay, they're $1.50. They're melted. Please do not open them until you get home. When you get home, put them in the freezer for like 15 minutes, then open them and eat them because they are a hot stinking mess. It was so bad. It was really bad. But anyway, so I came home and I took a shower. So this makeup is actually nice and fresh. And I will talk in the middle about what's on my face today in a little bit. But off topic, I was listening to a podcast on the way to the market, and then all of that just came out of my face. So Michelle, welcome. And I'm so glad you're getting your chores done. That's awesome. All right. If I did not say hello to you. Thank you so much for being here, whatever time of day it is. I know that it is very hot in a lot of the US right now. And yeah, I'm going to click on this, even though I probably shouldn't. If you don't care, you can leave. Adios. Hasta luego. Goodbye. That person was probably blocked at this point, but every once in a while I like to click on people and just be like, if you don't care about me, if you don't care about my community, if you don't care about what I have to say, then you don't have to be here. I'm sorry. It's not for you then. There are lots of people that do care. So, I have heard it is absolutely brutal in Texas right now. I've heard it is absolutely brutal. I'm so sorry. Audra and I have been talking about it, and it sounds horrible. And I'm so sorry you're going through that. I'm sure it's so much worse than what I went through today. Sandra's so amazing. Sandra's so welcoming. Welcome to the First Timers in Jen's live chat. Yay. Thanks for being here. Yay. Air quality. So air quality is better today. It was bad for the past couple of days. The past 2 days, it's been in like the dangerous level because of our friends, the Canadians, who are having wildfires. But today was fine. Today we were good. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our topic for today. Thank you for asking. And you said you have smoke in New Jersey. Hopefully yours clears up soon as well. All right, so let's talk about Makeup by Mario doing Michaela's makeup. So I heard on the Glossy, there's a podcast that Glossy, the magazine, does. And on that podcast, they did an interview with Michaela. And that was where Michaela hesitated and then said that Mario, aka Makeup by Mario, aka the owner of Makeup by Mario Makeup, aka Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, very, very famous dude, doing Michaela's makeup for her wedding. So I look back on Michaela's Instagram, and she actually had done a video where Mario had done her makeup before, back in 2021. So they already had some kind of relationship, some kind of friendship or business relationship or something before that. So this isn't something that is new, that they know each other. And I will say that what I know of Mario behind the scenes is that he is extremely down to earth. He does not have a superiority complex. I would imagine, like, people are like, oh, that must have cost a lot. I would imagine that was probably Mario's wedding present to Michaela, was doing her makeup. That's what I would imagine, is that I can't imagine him charging her for it. 100% cannot imagine that. But my question is, and this will never, I'm just clarify before I say this, we will never know the answer to this question, most likely. For real, never know the answer to this question. But back when Michaela was looking for her perfect nude lip for her wedding, one of the first contenders was Makeup by Mario's lip products for her wedding. Now, you know that she just came out with that lip kit with e.l.f. for her wedding, right? So did Mario put the e.l.f. lip kit on Michaela for her wedding, or did he put his own lip products on her for her wedding? So there is a reel, not a reel, gosh, a TikTok over on Michaela's TikTok where it shows Mario's setup. His lip products are not there, but neither are e.l.f.'s. It's very interesting. If you look, at least I didn't see it. Maybe it was there. Maybe I missed it. I watched it through twice. I didn't see it. But do you think Mario put his own lip products on her? Or do you think he actually put the e.l.f. stuff on? I'd be very curious what you think. I personally think he put the e.l.f. stuff on. Or, this is the other alternative, that he put his stuff on and then Michaela used the e.l.f. stuff for touch-ups. That's my other theory. Because the whole table was decked out with Makeup by Mario stuff, right? So what do you think? Is there a way to do a poll on this? How awesome would that be? I don't think there is. But how fun would that be if I could do a poll? I did see the e.l.f. themed kissing booth at their wedding. It's so funny. It seems like the whole wedding was sponsored by e.l.f. Like looking back, they showed the e.l.f. theme. They had the e.l.f. lip kits were party favors for the guests. Everybody got a lip kit. And Michaela did say that in her interview with Glossy that was a gift that everybody was getting. But then there was an e.l.f. kissing booth. I'm just wondering, like, was it just sponsored by e.l.f.? How fun would that? My wedding was expensive for me at the time. I think, well, compared to big things, my wedding was not that expensive. I want to say my wedding was like $6,000, something like that, which is nothing compared to a lot of weddings. But back in the day, that was a lot of money. Like for me, for anybody, that's a lot of money. But for a wedding, a lot of people spend 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 on a wedding. But I would have taken it. If e.l.f. said they want to sponsor like something like that in my life, like renewing my vows or something, I would take it. Heck yeah. You want to pay for stuff for my wedding? And all I got to do is put up an e.l.f. kissing booth? Please pay for it. But it's so fascinating to me. Yeah, you know what? I think that was on Spill Sesh because I watched that. I love both T-Spill and Spill Sesh. Both wonderful, wonderful people. I've worked with both of them behind the scenes on different things. Just very, seem like very nice people. I don't know them personally. They're more like, I would say, coworkers kind of situation, but they both seem very lovely, and I really enjoy both of their channels. The SMQ says, I thought I saw on a drama channel that Michaela didn't want a pinky nude, but her e.l.f. collab is a pinky nude. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the interview with Glossy, Michaela said that she started off with something. She didn't say it in these exact words. You'll have to listen to what it said. What I interpreted it was, is that she started off with something less pinky, but then paired with the lip liner, that's what it ended up being perfect. That's what she said. She said something like that in the Glossy podcast. So I will link that down below. I forgot to put links before I started chat, but I'll put all the links after chat to all of the resources for today. But yeah, I think that she probably just changed her mind after trying it. So I don't know. But you're right. She did say in the beginning she didn't want a pinky nude, and then she ended up with that. Yeah, Samantha doesn't think that she wore the e.l.f. lipstick. Sandra says she probably had Mario booked in for at least a year. So all that looking for her wedding makeup was fake and just undeclared sponsorship. See, that's kind of what I was saying, what's up with makeup today. But then I looked, because you know what? Because she did talk about other makeup, didn't she? About did she talk about other makeup that she was going to wear for her wedding? I don't know. She posts so many TikToks. I was talking to T-Spill about that. I was like, this one posts so many TikToks. I can't find things. She had to send me the ones that she'd used from her video because I couldn't find them. But yeah, I couldn't find anything of her talking about specifically the lipstick in the last year. But if she was looking for other makeup to wear on her wedding and Mario was already doing her makeup, but I don't know, because you know what? She did do a trial with another makeup artist at one point. So I don't know how far ahead she had booked Mario. It could have been a little bit later than a year, because I remember seeing that she had done a makeup trial with somebody else because it was really expensive. I forget, it was $1,500 or something to get her her like for like the whole thing for like the trial, and it was really expensive. So yeah, I don't know how long she had Mario booked, but yeah, I think that might be why she calmed down on the searching for makeup thing, because she realized that it sounded really weird, like what you're saying, Sandra. That it would have sounded weird if she was looking for makeup the whole time. She's looking for this makeup, and then it was like, surprise, I've been working on something the whole time. I've been lying to you about the search the whole time, you know? So yeah, that would have been super weird. Amy thinks that he put on the elf. It's not, Amy's isn't showing up for me for some reason. Yes, exactly. Kate, for some reason, it's not letting me click on people's comments. Casey says, if Mario's doing my makeup, I'm shutting up and letting him do whatever he wants. Oh, yes. Oh, 100%. 100%. Absolutely. I don't know why it's not letting me click on people's comments. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. It's probably my computer. I have a PC down here, and it is just so slow. I don't even hardly ever use it. I don't know why it's so slow. Yeah, Max wants to know, you don't think she signed some kind of contract with to be featured in those videos? I have no idea. It's possible. But I think that people think that there's more contracts and stuff going on behind the scenes than there actually are. I think sometimes people just do stuff. You know? Like there used to not even be contracts for sponsored videos. When I first started doing sponsored videos, there were no contracts. So I don't know. I mean, anything's possible, right? Hey, Raphael, so good to see you. Hello. Chris Michael says, I don't think she's being charged for it. We never know the details of the contract. That girl is so heavily sponsored. I'm sure they're doing it for TikTok clout. Yeah, probably. I mean, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Tracy says, so this was all an influencer brand trip wedding? Maybe. That is too funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys are all talking about it's like a it's like influencer sponsorship stuff. Yeah. Oh, Ciara says, did you get married in the early 90s? I think 66,000 would be $1,400 a day. No, I did not get married in the early 90s. In the early 90s, I was like 13. I got married in 2005. And we only had we had a limit of I think 90 guests at our wedding. I did not do a videographer. I had my friends all take my dad's video camera around, and they all had time slots they were supposed to videotape. We did have a professional photographer, but I also put cameras on the table for people to take pictures, the little disposable cameras, because we were still developing film back then. But yeah, we cut corners as many places as we could because we did not have much at that point. We were still on ramen noodles and love back then. So I don't even know how we paid for that, to be honest. So yeah. But anyway, all right. So I have to move on because I have a bunch of other things I want to talk to Jill about. And we can always go back to Michaela later, even though I do find this absolutely fascinating. French Fry says, are we even sure she got married? I'm pretty sure. That would be a lot of hoopla for a fake wedding. I don't see why. Monica, what at my wedding? My wedding was awesome. It rained at my wedding. My wedding was fantastic. We had beer pong at my wedding. We had a bunch of non-traditional like music choices. It was a fantastic wedding. It was very us. It was very me and Sean. It was super weird. Our cake had like a tattoo theme to it. It was awesome. All right. Anyway, enough about weddings. We should talk about my wedding one day because it really was fun. I'll show you pictures and stuff. I looked hot. I have to tell you, I did look very hot. All right. John looked hot too. All right. So let's talk about Canada. So Canada has officially banned animal testing. All right. The ban both of testing of cosmetic products on animals and the sale of products relying on animal testing data. According to the news release, Canada will join the ranks of the European Union, Australia, the UK, and South Korea, which have all moved to ban cosmetic testing on animals, according to the release. 10 states in the U.S. have banned the practice: New York, Virginia, California, Louisiana, New Jersey, Maine, Hawaii, Nevada, Illinois, and Maryland. In addition to being, this is what the press release said, in addition to being unnecessarily cruel, animal tests are also less effective compared to newer forms of assessment like computer modeling or tests using human cells, said Humane Society International. So this is the thing, all right? Of course, you all know that there are a lot of cosmetics still that are not cruelty-free. And the reason why they're not cruelty-free is because they sell in mainland China. And the rules have changed for mainland China, and there's ways to get around the mandatory pre-market animal testing that they require for imported cosmetics. So like, let's say I'm ColourPop and I want to sell in China. I manufacture in the US. I want to sell in China. So I will send this lip gloss over to China. China will test it on animals. After their tests come back, then they will sell it to Chinese consumers. There are like ways you can get around that as companies. If I decide as ColourPop, I'm going to open a lab in China and then sell directly from the Chinese lab to Chinese consumers, I don't have to test it on animals. It's just for imported cosmetics. And again, there's ways around it. So as like, let's say Maybelline, because I believe, I don't know if Maybelline is, I haven't heard that they are bypassing the animal testing. Can Maybelline products that are tested on animals in China, can those be sold in Canada? It seems like the answer is yes. It doesn't mean that Canada is solely a cruelty-free company, that you won't be able to buy cosmetics that are not cruelty-free in Canada. What it means is that if you are relying on animal testing in order to sell the cosmetic, that the only way that I can know if this is safe in the US is if I test it on animals, then I cannot sell this in Canada. But if I'm a US company like ColourPop does not test on animals, okay, period. Does not test on animals. I can sell this in Canada, because even if I sell this in China and they test it on animals, because I'm not relying on animal testing in the US for my safety measures, I can sell this in Canada, even if I ship it to China and they test on animals on my behalf. That's what it seems like. So yes, it's better than not, but in the end, it doesn't stop animal testing. It just discourages companies that want to sell in Canada from using animal testing as their primary choice for deciding whether a cosmetic is safe or not. So hopefully that makes sense. So it is good, but it's not like everything in Canada has to be cruelty-free now. You know what I'm saying? So Fleetwood Mac and Cheese says, I just don't understand why cosmetics and skincare companies can't solely test on humans. I'll be a guinea pig right now. Because you don't want 100% concentration of something dripped in your eyes. Have you seen those poor animals when they get tested on? The thing is there are so many tests now, like the article was saying that Humane Society International says there are so many tests that you can do in petri dishes with cell cultures and things like that you can do for cosmetics specifically. Medications is a whole nother thing. But for cosmetics, there's so many things you can do in a petri dish to see if something's going to cause an allergic reaction before it goes to market that you don't really need animal testing anymore. So that's why a lot of companies are able to so easily be cruelty-free. And the other thing too is that so many ingredients, I don't know the percentage, but the 90s, 99, 89, 90, a huge amount of the ingredients that are in cosmetics have been in cosmetics for decades. We know what concentrations are good. We know what we can use. We know we can only use so much fragrance or so much, I'm trying to think of something that you might not put a lot of, salicylic acid. We know how much you can put in before it starts causing harm. Like, we've learned this stuff already. So there's no reason to test it on animals because we already know the information, We don't need to test this final product because how many times has this lip gloss been created with slight variations in the amount of each ingredient a bazillion gazillion times. So it's really just not necessary is what it comes down to. So yeah. Did I spell the title wrong? Probably. I did spell the title wrong. Can I change it? Okay. Yep. Okay, I fixed it. Hopefully it's fixed now. Thank you for fixing my spelling. Yeah, I used to teach spelling, but I also I was not very great in school. Spelling was never a strength for me. Let me just stress that. Oh, you're right. Thank you. I fixed it. If you refresh, the spelling is correct now. Hey, Tina. So good to see you. Hi, Tina. If you've not seen Tina, aka the Fancy Face YouTube channel, go check it out. She's amazing and fantastic. Yeah, Sandra says that's an interesting way of discouraging companies from testing on animals. I wonder what L'Oreal will do because they test heavily on animals, don't they? They, in the US, they don't. From their website. Their website says they do not test on animals, but they do allow China to test on their behalf. That's what their website says. At least last time I checked, which I think was like a year or two ago. That's what it had said. So they can still sell in Canada because they don't use animal testing as their primary like safety measure or whatever. So that's the deal. Are you talking about shelf life? If it's cruelty-free, does that mean a shorter shelf life? Is that what you're saying? No. The shelf life has to do with the preservative system. So I think you might be thinking clean beauty. So when you use clean beauty preservatives, when you use less stable, less tested preservatives, they're more likely to go rancid faster. So I think that's probably what you're talking about. Cruelty-free just has to do with whether a cosmetic is tested on animals. It doesn't mean that it's vegan. It doesn't mean that humans weren't harmed. It just means that animals were not tested on. Like I can kill a whole animal and I can make chicken lipstick that's made with some part of a chicken and it can be cruelty free. I can murder the animal, put it in the cosmetic, and it can be cruelty free as long as it didn't test the cosmetic on the chicken. Cruelty-free is such a confusing term because it doesn't mean free from cruelty. I have a whole video that I made 3 years ago about why cruelty-free does not mean free from cruelty. It's such a mushy, and it's not even regulated. Like I could say this is cruelty-free, that's cruelty-free. There's no regulation. There's nobody to stop me from saying my, whatever, this is tested on animals. And I'm going to tell you it's cruelty-free. I'm just going to pick a, clip art bunny and put it on my product and say it's cruelty-free. I can do that. There's zero regulation. Absolutely zero. So yeah, AZ Dessert Fox says L'Oreal does test on animals if it allows China to do so. So they say they are, but they really aren't. Okay, so but it is different. Technically, it is different. L'Oreal, the company, does not conduct animal testing. They do not conduct it. They do not make it happen. They pay for other people to do it. So the L'Oreal Corporation is not participating in the animal testing, but they are funding it. So it's semantics. It's really semantics. I see exactly what you're saying, but it's really semantics. But they are not, according to their website, they are not testing on animals specifically. Yes. All right, moving on. Oh, let's take a little break before we move on to the next one, since we are almost at the halfway point. We have really 2 more topics that I definitely want to talk about. And the third one, we can touch on it. It doesn't have to be a long one. All right, let's talk about what's on my face real quick. So last week, y'all roasted me for using Benefit brow products because we were doing the whole thing about how Benefit had messed up. And then I had like 5 Benefit products on my face. So I did not use Benefit today. I used this. This is Give by Gwen Stefani's brow pencil. It is super fab. I love this brow pencil. It's got a really cool tip on it that makes it really easy to apply. I really love this brow pencil. This is purchased. I do want to mention about this ABH eyebrow, oh my gosh, eyeshadow primer. I am not a fan. This thing separates so easily. I literally have to go like this before I open it, and I'm still not guaranteed to not have a bunch of liquid pour out into my hand. Not a fan of this anymore. It's fine. If you can get it to come out right, it's fine. But you have to squeeze out all of the extra clear liquid before you actually get to the product. Whatever they use to emulsify this sucks. So not a fan of that. Let's see. And I saw a bunch of comments last week about some shady business with ABH and supporting Putin and all this stuff. So I was like, I already had my issues with ABH, and now I'm like, I'm just kind of done. I'm done completely, I think. All right. So anyway, not to get political on you, but it just popped in my face. It came out my mouth. This is the eyeshadow palette I'm using today. This is the ColourPop Hocus Pocus 2 palette. This was sent in PR. This was my first PR I got from ColourPop, and I was so excited. So I haven't used this in a while. I happened to run across it in my madness of all my palettes that I haven't used in a while, and I really had fun using this today. I used this shade right here. This is called Witch Hunters, and then on my lid, I used Brew Another Batch and Candle is a Light, and then on my lower lash line, I used a little bit of Cometh to Us in the crease. And then I use a little bit of that on the lower lash line. And then I also used a little bit of Observe in the middle on the lower lash line. So yeah, this was really fun to play with. Very much enjoyed it. And then my eyeliner is also, I think I purchased this though. This is the ColourPop Liquid Eyeliner. This is the shade CRZY. It's the dark blue shade, which is fun. Really digging on that. I have so much ColourPop. So this is PR. This is the new Ultra Glossy Lip in Bubblegum. I'm going to put a little more on that on in a minute. PR from Essence from a long time ago. This is the Lash Princess False Lash Effect Aerial Mascara. This is the waterproof one. I've had a couple of those sitting around, so that's recently open, but long time ago sent. And this was also PR from Makeup by Mario. This is the earthy pink shade of blush. This is what is on my cheeks today. And I'm not wearing foundation today because I already washed my face once today, and I just didn't want to put more foundation on. Like, I don't mind doing my eyes again, but I just didn't want to put it all on again. So yeah, so I'm not wearing any foundation today or concealer, just my skin and makeup on my eyes and stuff. So that's what's on my face today. Let's see. Okay. So very much enjoying this fast look that I just put together right before chat. All right, let's talk about the next topic. So the article was called, what the title is, They Treat Their Employees Like Thieves. Former Sephora employee shares how all her makeup had to be engraved with letters. It's a loss prevention tactic. And I meant to add in the photo from the thumbnail. Let me see if I can get, I think it's this one. Let me see, is that it? No, hold on. I know where it is. Hold on. I will find it. Here it is. Got it. Okay, so there is a TikTok that was uploaded where it showed, and it was kind of obnoxious. I'm actually kind of glad that it didn't work because it's like a lot of screaming and yelling in the background. But basically what they're saying is that if you work at Sephora and let's say you want to bring makeup to touch up your makeup, you have to engrave a specific letter into your product in order to have it in the store, or else they'll assume that you stole it. So they said that a G means gratis or gratis. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but that means that you got it for free from Sephora, because people that work at Sephora get a lot of free product. Companies will come in, they'll train people to use the products, and then you get some stuff for free for yourself. And then P means that you purchased it. So you have to engrave your products. And Kelsey explained that that's kind of the way that it is. And it's to make sure they didn't steal anything. It says, the article said, however, several alleged Sephora employees in the comments criticized the tactic, calling out the company for not trusting their workers. According to Kelsey's comments, any makeup they brought to work that wasn't engraved was tossed in the trash, as it was assumed to be stolen. And this is a quote from Kelsey. She says, I lost so many products I bought because I didn't get them engraved and then forgot I brought them with me, Kelsey wrote. She clarified that workers would bring their own products to work for touch-ups during the day like lipstick or powder. In another comment, she explained how it, quote, ruined the product's look. Plus, it showed a huge lack of trust on the part of Sephora, she continued. They treat their employees like thieves. And the photo, of course, is not loading because my computer hates me. Let's see if I can load another one. So I have kind of mixed feelings about this. And I just realized we have a new member, Nancy. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the Collective Brain Elite. I think there was one at the very beginning of chat that I missed too. Let me see if I can find it while we're here. But it would have been at the very beginning of chat. I'm going to keep scrolling up and see if I can find it because they're bright green on my end. There's just been so many lovely comments that I have not seen it, but I think there was one in the beginning. Oh, I can't find it now. It makes me so... Oh, there it is. Jana, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you. I didn't want to miss you. Thank you so much. So this is the thing is, like, I understand that, like, as an employee, you don't want to be treated like a thief. I would never want to be treated like a thief. But I have a feeling there's a reason why that exists. And it's because there have been employees that have stolen from the company before. So it puts the company in an awkward position because how do you know that the product that the person has in their purse isn't something that they stole off the floor? You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to know what to do. So that's why I really wanted to hear what you all were saying, because I'm kind of leaning toward being on Sephora's side on this, which I think would be a controversial opinion. So I want you all, like, if you believe differently, convince me otherwise, because I haven't really thought a ton about it, but my instinct is to kind of side with Sephora on this. Storm Song says, wouldn't they be able to tell a used product from a new one? See, the thing is, though, is what about the testers? What if they took a tester from like a one that was like barely used or whatever? You know, AZ Desert, wouldn't a receipt for the product be enough? I would think that that would be enough. I would hope that that would be enough. Nancy said, oh, this is about the other one, about the Michaela lip kit. I would have looked dead. I wish you had a choice of wedding color kits. Yeah. Yeah, I think that that color would not have worked on most people, in my opinion. Nathan says, if anything, they should be allowed to wear the products at work. You need to know how it performs to sell it. Yeah, definitely. And I think that the critique was that they wanted to be trusted by the employer to not steal things. But it's like, how do you have proof? That was like their way of having proof that the item wasn't stolen, was to engrave it. But I can see why you wouldn't want someone like scratching up your products. It looks ugly. Like, it looks really ugly. Oh, here we go. Oh, hold on. Let me get Monica's comment first. Okay. Hold on. Let me get Monica's comment. Monica says, bags and bags of gratis, though, and we want a lawsuit because they didn't pay us when we have to make a full face. We need to do it on our own time. Nope. Okay. Thank you for that perspective. I appreciate you. Sandra says, yikes, that's just weird. I understand where Sephora is coming from, but can they find a kinder way to deal with this? I would hope that there would be a way to deal with it. Like, don't they have security cameras? You know, don't they have security cameras? Mon says, as a Sephora employee, I'm interested in hearing everyone's opinions. Me too. Me too. Wygo Warrior says, so this probably means the employees just use the floor samples. Ew, I hope not. Well, I mean, there's ways to sanitize it. They use the floor samples for when they do your makeup, though, right? Like, if you go in and get a Sephora makeover, don't they like take the samples off the floor, sanitize them, and use them? That's what I thought. All right, let me show you this picture. So this is from the TikTok. So that has a G because it's gratis. When you used to work at Sephora, now half of your makeup has little letters engraved over it forever. And then she has examples of a bunch of her products like that. But yeah, I mean, I understand wanting to be trusted, but at the same time, Sephora needs to protect themselves from employees stealing. I mean, I know my Sephora is in a pretty nice neighborhood, but it's trashed. Like, if the employees don't keep up on it, it is just a mess. So I wouldn't want to steal any of that stuff, honestly. All right. Disagree with me, Cynthia. Convince me I'm wrong. I disagree with you, Jen. They have cameras that can look at, and if they have a question, ask employees to provide a receipt within a week or something. Yeah. But then they have to go through the awkwardness of, did you steal this? And then the person's like, of course I didn't steal it. You know, like, so, you know, I could see why, like, as a manager, if I was a manager at Sephora, I've never been a manager except for at a restaurant. But if I was a manager at a Sephora, I wouldn't want to have to go up to someone and confront them and say, did you steal this lipstick? I wouldn't do that. I'd be a terrible manager. I would lose so much stuff because I would never confront anybody. I would never, because of confronting the wrong person. That's horrible. Unless I had like proof. Yeah, Patrick says it's a job, not a charity. Internal theft happens 15 times more than external. Yeah, it's very sad. Ginger says it takes one person to misuse the system, upend it for everyone else. Absolutely. And honestly, like I would not, if well, this is me never working for Sephora. Okay. Maybe if I worked for Sephora, I would feel differently, but I feel like I wouldn't take it personally because I know that there are cruddy people out there. And it's like, you have to do something for loss prevention, right? But like, I know there are like so many stores that they don't even stop people from stealing anymore. Like I know somebody that works for CVS and he said that he worked in Baltimore City at a CVS. No, Washington, D.C. He worked in Washington, D.C. and at a CVS. And there would be kids that would come in and he would watch them steal. And CVS specifically told him not to stop them. Like kids, children. He was specifically told not to stop them because they don't want to get into like the altercation. They don't want the employees to like get involved. So I don't know. And I know that there were issues a while back with Sephora with them like tailing people of color and judging people and thinking that they were stealing just because they were Black. So I know that Sephora had a big revamp because of that. They had like diversity and equity training, and they had, all kinds of things that after they got accused of that from a couple of different stores, they ended up, doing some internal training on that. So I would imagine that that's a factor in it too, to have a solid proof system to stop internal theft. So yeah. Nancy said something amazing and I'm trying to find it. What did Nancy say? Where did it go? I want to see it. I don't think I'm ever going to find it. It's so sad. If John was here moderating, he could tell me what Nancy said. I'm never going to find it. See, this is a good question. Jen says, I'd laugh if Sephora employee brought in a MAC lipstick and they accused the employee of stealing. See, I agree with that. I feel like if it's not sold at Sephora, you shouldn't have to engrave it. That the only way you would have to engrave it would be if it was sold at Sephora. Because there's so much makeup that I have that's not sold at Sephora. I don't see why you would have to engrave something that's not sold there, Yeah. Hot and Savvy says it's a special tool for scribing them. Yeah. Mon says Sephora had a huge loss due to theft, and most of that theft happens internally. Yeah. I don't know what Nancy said. Maybe if I scroll down, someone will tell me what Nancy said. Because everybody was like excited about it. Yeah, Mon says you're not supposed to get involved. It's true. Gotcha. Casey says, or maybe the employees keep their personal stuff in a specific bag product container. See, that would be a good idea too. But then how do you know that they're not like putting the lipstick in their pocket and then going to check out and then putting it in their bag on the way out? People are smart. They're sneaky. They're smart. They figure out how to game the system. People are gifting memberships. Oh, wow. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh, you guys, I didn't even know you could do that. That's so cool. I didn't even know you could do that. That's so cool. Now we need to have a members only live stream. I need to figure out how to do that, man. Like I need to figure out how to fit that in my schedule of doing like a members only live stream. Wow, that is so sweet of you guys that are doing that. That's really sweet. Chloe says, Jen, I worked at Shoppers Drug Mart up here in Ontario for 2 years, and kids made up the majority of theft at our store. Eye drops were huge for theft. Wow, really? Interesting. Okay, I have to tell you a story real quick. This doesn't have to do with theft, but it was seniors do pranks at the end of the school year. So at Phoenix's school, there's a grocery store that's not far from the school. And somebody went to the grocery store and they bought a lobster. And they took the lobster apparently in their backpack or wherever. They got it into the school and they put it in the bathroom. And then just the lobster was just walking around in the bathroom as like a senior prank from the grocery store. And I asked my mom, because she used to work at grocery store, I'm like, Mom, how is this even possible that somebody could physically, like a teenager could go into the grocery store, buy a lobster, and then bring it into the school. And she's like, they just put, like, I asked her, I was like, how do you even get a live lobster out of the grocery store? Like, how does that even work? And she tried to explain to me and I didn't understand it. But yeah, I mean, that teenagers, they're very creative. What they choose to do. I don't know if you can be a teenager and work at Sephora. I guess I know you could be 18, 19, but teenagers can get very creative in things. I don't know why I wanted to tell that story, but I felt so bad for the lobster, the poor lobster. I don't even know what happened to it. Like whether they like the principal got it and returned it to the grocery store or what. I just felt bad for the lobster just walking around a bathroom by itself. My members do rock. They're amazing. I love my members. You guys are all incredible. Hot and Savvy says, I never scribed an item if it was from a brand that didn't sell at Sephora. Okay, see, that's good clarification. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. All right, so let's move on to the last topic real quick. So Alicia Keys shares why she stopped wearing makeup in public. In 2016, I think this is really fascinating. Keys famously renounced makeup on red carpets and even album covers in an act of rebellion against societal standards. In a recent cover spread with InStyle, she delves into why she made that decision. Here we go. I went through my own experience of really feeling rebellious about what people were telling me, what the world, society was telling me, what I was supposed to look like because I fell into that. I subscribed to it, she said. Keys said she was just getting to know herself during that crucial time in her life and attempting to figure out what boundaries to establish. It's not about makeup or no makeup. It's not about mascara or no mascara. It's not about lipstick or no lipstick. It's not what it's about. That's not what it's about, she recalls telling herself back then. She recalls telling herself back then. What it's about is how do you want to express yourself and what space do you want to claim for yourself and what boundaries do you want for yourself? What started as a personal decision to defy the norm turned into Keys' beauty and skincare line, Soul Care. Its mission is to unlock the beauty that is already inside, according to the brand's website. But y'all remember that was a huge deal when she stopped wearing makeup because celebrities just didn't do that. And, news magazines and stuff are constantly making a huge deal. So-and-so in makeup-free selfie. Like one of the biggest ones this week was Christy Brinkley, who y'all know is one of the most gorgeous women on the planet. She did a filter-free car selfie and she has wrinkles because she's almost 70. She's supposed to have wrinkles. Yes, she's freaking Christy Brinkley, but yes, she is a human being that ages and is allowed to have wrinkles. Society tells specifically celebrities that they have to be perfect for their entire lives, that they cannot age. They have to wear makeup all the time. They can't have an uneven skin tone. They have to have, huge eyelashes on and lipstick and blush and all of that. They tell celebrities that. And Alicia Keys was like, F you, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do what I want to do. If I don't want to wear makeup, I don't have to wear makeup. I can do whatever I want. And I just appreciated that so much at the time. But then people turned it into something negative. And that really bothered me because I felt like she was basically just taking control of her image and saying, you know what, I won't let you tell me what to do. I won't let you own me. And I really appreciated that about her. So I think that's really interesting how she was just saying that she was just feeling rebellious. And she's like, it wasn't really about the makeup. And I think that society really puts a lot of pressure on people just with makeup in general, just that, that we have to put this value on makeup, that makeup is worn to impress the opposite gender or to specifically the opposite gender. Because of course, same-sex people, they're not attracted to makeup. It's always, it's usually women. They're saying women are trying to impress men, which y'all know it's all BS. But there's this societal expectation when it comes to makeup and why people wear makeup. So I just really appreciated Alicia doing that and kind of spitting in the face of all of that. So yeah. And I think, and people did get on Alicia Keys when she started selling makeup. Well, aren't you the makeup free person? And people really gave her a hard time about it. But I think what she's trying to say is that the makeup itself wasn't the point. It was about having ownership over your own face and your own body and saying, you know what, if you're telling me I have to do this, I'm going to do the opposite because it is my face. and I can do what I want. So yeah, so Stylista Beauty, how ironic is it that Alicia Keys now sell makeup in her line, i.e. cream blushes and an illuminating serum? Yeah. And I think that that's what she's trying to say, is that it wasn't ever really about the makeup. It was about, autonomy when it comes down to it. Yeah, a teacup says, I fantasize about Botox, but I'll never do it because I'm a chicken. I actually looked into it about maybe a year ago, and I told John I was looking into it because I was just getting really tired of this. Like, it would be nice. I know at this point they're so etched in, they'll never go away. But wouldn't it be nice if they were a little plumper? And then I could talk about it on my YouTube channel on how I did and everything. And he looked at me and he was like, Jennifer, because he calls me Jennifer. He's like, Jennifer, don't do that. He's like, you don't need to do that. He's like, if you really want to, like, get Botox if you really want to. He's like, but don't feel like you need to do that. And that was enough to snap me out of it. But I definitely do not judge anybody that gets those kinds of procedures. And I did think about it, but then like all my skincare reviews, it's like, and I think it's part of my brand too, that I don't get that stuff. I think it's part of, how I present myself on the internet as somebody that doesn't do that stuff. So yes, I think it was Sarah Jessica Parker that said, please stop calling me brave for having gray hair. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Because celebrities are held to the standard. And I definitely recommend, when I link that gloss, or you can just look it up on Glossy's website, the interview with Michaela, because that's something that she talked about, was about the expectations now. She said when she had 1 million followers, like, nobody recognized her. Like, she would rarely get recognized anywhere. But now she said she's at the point where she can't go to the grocery store because she is like a legit celebrity now, where people recognize her and have celebrity expectations for her. So like, she talks about in the podcast how she has an eating disorder and how that really affects her. So it's like celebrities are really held to this standard. And when they go against it, like you're saying here about Sarah Jessica Parker or about Christy Brinkley or about Alicia Keys, they're called brave for going against societal norms when it really shouldn't be like that. People should just be allowed to have bodily autonomy. So Joey, okay, so what we're going to do, because there's so many new members, because somebody is going around gifting people memberships, we're going to do a community live stream. So even if you don't make it live, you'll be able to watch in the replay. But if you're not a member, then it won't be available. It'll only be available to channel members. I don't know if it's going to be epic. Like, don't subscribe just because you want, like, it's going to be some kind of epic thing. It's just, we'll probably just hang out, and just shoot the shit. Just talk about whatever. But yeah, you get a little icon next to your name, and the longer you're a member, it changes. And that's pretty much it. It's $2 a month. It's $1.99 a month. So whoever is doing that is just gifting you. That is so nice. That is really, really nice. I don't know who's doing it, but that's freaking amazing. I didn't even know you could do that. I had no idea. Yeah, as Cassandra says, aging is a privilege and not everyone gets the chance to get old. Oh, 100%, 100%. It is hard, though, with societal standards and people holding you to a standard. And the more, because like people in your life, if you're around just good people all the time, people in your life are probably not going to come up to you and say, like somebody said to me once, it looks like somebody could drive a train across your forehead. Like, people aren't going to do that. But when you're a public figure, there are so many more people that are brave to tell you horrible things about the way that you look. I used to get, believe it or not, I used to get a lot more negative comments about my looks than I do now. I used to get comments about like my nose is crooked, even though it's not. It's just my mother's part of my nose. It's right here. It's just my nose. Like different things. I had somebody comment that I blink too much. I've had the weirdest things of people getting irritated with me about that people would never tell me in person. I know they would never tell me in person. So it's harder. I feel like aging is a privilege. Yes, I agree with that 100%. But I think being in the public eye, there's so much more criticism that comes in. And I don't think our brains are developed to handle all of that input about ourselves from strangers, from the internet, and it's weird because our brains are wired to really resonate on negative. And it comes from survival techniques. It comes from, you know, when there's a lion trying to eat you, or, you know, there's, you know, I don't know, a cougar or something trying to eat you. Like, you have to know how to resonate on a negative situation in order to keep yourself alive. But now it's just social media comments, but our brains are still wired to focus on that negative, and, or like how to get food or whatever it is, whatever problems you're having. And like today, had a great day at the farmer's market. What's Up in Makeup, y'all are doing, I'm just blown away by how many people are watching What's Up in Makeup this week. I'm so excited about it that y'all are digging on it. And it's like, I know that this will not resonate with me as much as one negative comment will. And it's so sad. And I'm trying to like manipulate my brain into thinking about things differently. So I can only imagine as a celebrity, like a Christy Brinkley, who's been complimented on her looks her whole life, Alicia Keys, who obviously is incredibly gorgeous, to have people say negative, like strangers, thousands of strangers say negative things about the way that you look. You know, it's got to be really difficult, even when you know that they're wrong and that aging is a privilege. So Nathan is a new member. Yay. Thank you, Nathan. I don't know where your thing is, but it's here somewhere. I saw Audra's here somewhere. There you are. Hi, Audra. There's nothing wrong with wrinkles ever. To be honest, I'm so over this weird attitude that women should stay young forever. Meanwhile, we make excuses for men having regular features and bodies, i.e. the dad bod. 100%. And like that the wrinkles make them look more sexier or whatever. And it's like, why do you get to be sexier with forehead wrinkles where I get told I got a train going across my forehead? You know what I mean? Like, why is... Double standards. Darn double standards. Yeah. Maria says, I only impress my hubby after 23 years of my love, doing my makeup. He tells me I'm beautiful with or without makeup. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Raphael, hi. That's it. Society does put too much pressure on people, but the freedom found when one doesn't allow that to grip one's choices, it's amazing. And that's, I think, why I appreciated Alicia Keys' move back in 2016 so much. I just remember just thinking, wow, like thinking that whole Sarah Jessica Parker thing of that's so brave. You know, because it was brave, even though it shouldn't have been brave. It was, even though it shouldn't have been. It's because our society is just so messed up. There you are, Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I don't know why the other people, I see so many people that are members now, like that I know were not members before. That's so cool. I know. I remember saying to Audra when I got the comment about I blinked too much, I think I was wearing obnoxiously large fake lashes that week, so it was really obvious. And also my lids were really heavy, so I think that was causing extra blinking. I think it was. I think it was causing extra blinking that week, but it's all good. The membership, Cynthia, is there should be a join button somewhere. If it's not here on the video, it should be on my channel if you wanted to join. It's just $1.99. I do want to, I've never done a live stream. I've never done any perks for members, but I would like to start doing them. Yeah, Nathan says, one thing that I love about getting older is not giving a flying F what anyone thinks anymore. Embrace yourself and radiate that energy to the universe. And I've gotten so much better with that. I am not 100% yet, but I used to be at like 20% accuracy on not giving an F. And now I think I'm at like 60. So I've made a lot of progress, but I'm not perfect. I try really hard though. I try really hard. I think it depends now. I think that where I start caring more is if I've interacted with the person before. Like when somebody that is a longtime subscriber gets upset with me for some reason, or, you know, like, you know, anybody that I've interacted with before, I feel like I get a little more upset when someone has a negative opinion of me when I know that they had a positive one before. If that makes sense. Or when it gets really widespread, like if there's like a lot of people like that are upset about something, then I get really like, that's when it gets real, real bad. And it's not that I don't know. It's just, it gets complicated, but I've gotten a lot better with not giving it a flying F. A lot better. I'm working on it though. Maybe in the next 10 years, my goal is to get to 100% accuracy. Oh my gosh. Samantha says Jana and Nancy gave out 30 memberships. That's incredible. Thank you so much. And also it helps me to continue to do this full time. It helps me to continue to buy products for the channel too. So it does go to a good place. You know, it is nice. It's thank you so much. That's really, really nice. Oh, Audra says YouTube added the gift membership feature that's on Twitch. See, that's smart. Anytime YouTube can steal from Twitch right now, very smart of YouTube. Very smart. Oh, PA says, side note, I got the Scentbird through Jen and I'm so freaking excited to get it. I hope you love it. I do. I did a Scentbird sponsorship today on What's Up in Makeup. And anybody that used to do my live streams with me, like from years and years ago when we used to do them on, we did Twitter Live, we did Periscope. You know how I always did perfume grab bag was always a Scentbird. I've been getting Scentbirds forever. I don't know, maybe 2014 for a really long time. So it's something I genuinely enjoy. And those, y'all know those are the only sponsorships I take are products that I genuinely enjoy. Sapphire, thank you so much. Sapphire Dawn, I appreciate you. Thank you. Lydia, I'm pretty sure being in front of bright lights like during filming causes people to blink more. I can't be helped. Yeah, probably. Probably. It's probably part of it. Definitely. Oh, we're out of time. I always get sad when we're out of time. It's like, already? It went by so fast. We had a lot to talk about. And I was really hoping we weren't going to run out of things to talk about. I did have a backup about the makeup and meat thing with the person that shall not be named. I really didn't want to go into that. So I'm really glad we didn't have to. It's just weird. It's so weird. But I'm really glad we didn't have to go there. That made me really happy. We had plenty to talk about. So that was a good thing. But thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. I had so much fun chatting with you today. And we will be back next week. It's going to be 10 a.m. chats for the next 3 weeks. So the 9th, the 16th, the 20th, actually the next 4 weeks. The 9th, the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th will all be 10 a.m. chats. And then the 6th of August will be a 5 p.m. chat. And I will put in the community tab, we have, SMQ, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I will have in, if I'm going to do a live stream, make sure you have at least 24 hours notice. It'll probably be in the evening where we'll do, I'll put up a community post just for members and let you know when the live stream is going to be. But again, if you can't make it, it's totally okay. I'll do another one and you'll be able to watch it on the replay too. And we'll do like 30 minutes, an hour maybe, and just hang out and chill and just relax and talk. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to do giveaways through membership. From what I understand, if I learn something different, I will. But there's something about paying in order to have access to a giveaway that's not legal. So, or else I would do that. But yeah, unfortunately, that's something that I won't be able to do. I think I saw someone mention that. But thank you to everybody for donating those memberships. That is so incredibly sweet of you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Well, weekend's almost over. Have a wonderful week next week. Next Friday's video, I believe, I may do this. It depends on how much it is, how good it is, because I haven't really looked into it. But the FTC just put out new guidelines for influencers. And I thought I could do an updated version of the influencer rules so you know as a consumer what you should expect as far as disclosures from influencers, because there is an updated version that we just launched this past week. So have a wonderful week. Mad love to you. And I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye.